Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. It's finally time to bring this series back, my top 10 livery series. I think it's been around about 7 months at this point since I've even uploaded one of these things. And originally I did schedule it to be a weekly thing, but unfortunately it just takes so long to get these together alongside my other content that it kind of just fell out of favour with me. So unlike last time I was running this series, I'm not going to put a set schedule on it, so it's not going to be necessarily weekly. There is a possibility that it could be, but most of the time it will more than likely be maybe every couple of weeks or maybe even monthly. However, this is a direct continuation of that series, so this is going to be top 10 liveries episode number 8. If you do want to get involved with this series, then feel free to tag your liveries with the hashtag that is listed on screen. This way I can go ahead and search your liveries, and who knows, maybe it will feature in a future episode. Anyway, let's get into it. So the first design that I want to show off for the relaunch of this series is by Elmis here, who has a Type 2 Aero carbon design for the Honda S2000, and I think this looks absolutely incredible. Honestly, this could pass for a professional body shop straight out of Japan, making this as a bit of a show car. Now, I'm not usually a fan of these kind of shorter rear wings, but I think it's been integrated so well into this design, I'll actually give it a pass here. When it comes to tuner vehicles inside of Gran Turismo 7, in my opinion, the Honda S2000 is absolutely one of the best. And one of the main reasons I really enjoy this livery is that the performance you can squeeze out of the Honda absolutely matches the aggressive style of it. Overall, it's an incredible livery. It's also not too overkill. Some of the times when you see these ones that are kind of based on sort of tuner shop show car vehicle liveries, it really does get a little bit over the top. However, you've got the bright yellow, you've got the black mixed in, which I think matches very well, and not too many sponsorship logos here. This is an incredibly well done livery. So the second design I want to showcase is here by Limetime691. This is for the Lexus GT3 from 2017. And as you can see, this is a full-blown Arrow race livery, and I think it looks fantastic. The colours go together incredibly well. You've got this sort of black exposed carbon mixed with the kind of green and white and the bright green arrow sponsoring. I think it looks absolutely amazing. It's an incredibly clean livery. Now, once again, when it comes to race car designs, it's a little bit like the tuner shop designs. You can either end up with a livery that is incredibly cluttered and just far too overkill and takes away from the overall design, or just like here, one that looks incredibly clean. And like I mentioned, you've got the black that looks almost like kind of exposed carbon. However, you've then got the kind of green added in, which once again could have been overkill but hasn't been done here. In fact, I think it highlights the aggressiveness of this Lexus package mixed in with the white on top of that. This is a beautiful livery. So for our third design here, we have one of my returning favourite livery creators in all of Gran Turismo 7. I'm probably going to butcher this, but this one is once again by Zonu, who is mainly known for his Porsche liveries. However, he's basically took that design preference and slapped it on the Lamborghini Gallardo, giving it this incredible sort of aggressive fighter jet look, and I think it looks insane. As mentioned, our livery creator right here is mainly known for going ahead and making some incredibly aggressive Porsches and roofs. However, as you can see, he's gone for a Lamborghini design here, something that I didn't really expect him to do. However, he's absolutely nailed it. He's really took the style that works well with those Porsche kind of vehicles, transferred it over to the Lamborghini almost flawlessly. Again, continuing with that incredibly aggressive fighter jet styling, I think this one looks incredible. So next up, I want to go for a string of the brand new vehicles to the game for January, and the first livery we're seeing here is by Sleazy for the Honda Civic EF. As you can see, this is very much a throwback to that kind of era of the late 90s / early 2000s, and while this livery takes inspiration from the Maxima from the original Fast and Furious, basically transferred over to a Honda Civic EF, and I think it works incredibly well. Now, of course, the main highlight for this livery is the fact that it is throwing back to that era of the late 90s and early 2000s tuning scene, and well, quite easily this could have been an incredibly overkill livery, just like a lot of those vehicles were at the time. But it's not. I feel like overall, with the kind of body parts we've got on this car, mixed with this bright blue livery and the Blitz sponsoring, really kind of works well and doesn't end up being absolutely overkill. Sometimes less is more. Soldiering on with the latest cars to the game, this is by pro guitar player who has an F3500A livery in an F35 fighter jet style. Now overall, I really like this one. Something that to me really highlights the car is the subtle camouflage pattern that is spread throughout. You've got the sort of shininess of the base paint mixed in with stickers that give it this really subtle but incredibly nice sort of steel camouflage style. Again, mix that with the typical kind of stickers and such that you'll see on a fighter jet in a very clean manner. I think this one looks fantastic. One thing I really like about this livery is the fact that it creates almost an illusion when it comes to the F3500A. From a distance, it looks like an absolutely plain livery. It almost looks like there's nothing on the car. However, as it approaches you, you can almost see these sort of stickers shine through and then the camouflage pattern. Continuing on with the latest cars to the game and perhaps Gran Turismo 7's most known livery creator, Azabir. As you can see, he has his own take on the Pikes Peak variant of the Hyundai Ioniq 5N, and I think this looks absolutely incredible. And for me, this variant of the livery is better than the real deal, and I'm not joking with that. For me, it actually highlights the incredibly aggressive Pikes Peak body kit much better than the real thing did. I think this is a beautiful looking livery and really changes up the car overall. Now actually, when it comes to the livery itself, unfortunately this was used on a weekly challenges episode that never actually aired on this channel. Unfortunately, I just never got the time to actually do it, since at the time I was moving, or you would have seen this livery on the channel prior. And to finish up the section of the latest Gran Turismo 7 cars, we have this livery right here by Whack MC, which is the Toyota Rally Raid GT4 throwback. And as you can see, it basically takes that legendary Gran Turismo 4 vehicle's livery and slaps it on the latest Toyota to the game. Unfortunately, no, you will not be getting the exact same performance as you did back then, considering this car genuinely is terrible. However, it actually does an incredible job of doing a full throwback livery and really providing some personality to this rather bland vehicle. And of course, we can't really not mention the fact that it does represent the typical Castrol Toyota design of that time period, so it's great to see it slapped on a more modern variant. For the next livery by Foxy Corvette, we have a throwback to GTA 4, not GT4 but GTA 4, with the Bravado Banshee livery for the Dodge Viper SRT 10 Coupe. And as you can see, this one works incredibly well. Once again, a very clean design. The livery itself isn't perfect. There was a little bit off with the actual front of the vehicle, where the sort of, I guess, cutout in the bumper was a little bit misaligned. So livery creator, you might want to go back and just straighten that up a bit. But overall, when it's in motion, it really does kind of give you the sense that you're driving a car from GTA 4. One of my personal favorite cars from that game as well. Overall, a very simple but clean livery. Next up, we have what might be just one of my personal favourite liveries that I've ever seen in Gran Turismo history. This one is by Ghost Rider 650S. As you can see, it's an AMR livery for the Aston Martin Vantage GT4, and I think this looks absolutely insane. You've got those typical Aston Martin British racing green colours mixed in with a red and yellow kind of styling that actually works well. Now once again, on the surface, this looks like a very cluttered livery, but once you see it in motion, it really looks like something that could have been thrown out the factory as a promotional vehicle. I think it looks incredible, this one. And to finish off with number 10, we have the base model EG Civic by yours truly. This is just something I like doing for a lot of the more economy cars in game, is giving them that kind of plastic bumper overhaul, the steel wheels, and the very bland and boring bright white paint job with almost no effort gone into it. If you want a car that is great for banger racing, for a bit of a 24 hours of lemons race, then I have you covered. Something that I really like to do with this car and this livery is actually go for a bit of a sleeper build. Full base model livery with the engine swap slapped in. It really does make for a pretty funny time, especially in open lobbies at the likes of Tsukuba, when everybody's really trying hard and there you turn up in what looks like a shed just to absolutely lay waste to their lap times. And there we go, that is the return of top 10 liveries to Gran Turismo 7. Again, like I mentioned, I'm going to try and go ahead and maybe do every 2 weeks, maybe even monthly. I'll just kind of see how it goes and how many submissions I get. Again, if you want to enter, use that hashtag listed on screen. A massive thank you to all of my channel members who have supported me recently, and a huge thank you to all of you guys at home. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.